Not for the first year, there has been very harsh criticism in relation to Russian weapons and the arms industry as a whole. Both new models and old ones which have long been withdrawn from service and are not being produced are subjected to overt and covert criticism. In other words, people are actively trying to get it into their heads that Russian weapons can be called a world with a capital S. But let's see if it's so, and where the truth is, and where outright slander is. Hello, Newsoldier in touch. Today we will compare weapons of 9x90 caliber here against Grach pistol and the Austrian Glock. Are Russians so much inferior to the foreign model? You will find out at the end of our story. So, let's begin. Here again pistol PIA MR443 Grach. Specifications: caliber 9x19, weapon length 190mm, barrel length 114mm, weapon height 140mm, weapon width 38mm, weight without cartridges 950 grams, magazine capacity 18 rounds. The Iranian pistol is a modern weapon that can cause a very large amount of controversy. Many experts talk about it as a good replacement for the Makarov pistol, but there are those who talk about it as extremely unreliable and not at all suitable for use as weapons in the police or army. In this situation, one could say that there are as many opinions as there are people, but this is not the case. The fact is that most of the bad reviews about this pistol are not based on personal experience of use, but on what someone said or read someone's negative opinion before. So, let's figure it out. Russian gunsmiths have been developing the Grach since 90s under the guidance of V.A. Yerygin at the Ijevsk mechanical plant. Simultaneously with the pistol, a new cartridge was also being developed, which was supposed to surpass both domestic 9x18 and NATO 9x19 cartridges in terms of penetrating and stopping bullets. It was decided to stop at the improvement of 9x19 cartridge 9mm parabellum. It is worth noting that as a result the gun can work both with Russian ammunition and with Western-made products, what is its indisputable plus. And some models that were created as traumatic weapons use cartridges with rubber bullets. Characteristics of the Iranian pistol. Grach has an all-metal construction. Thanks to this arrangement, very high strength and incredible durability are ensured, which plays a very important role in combat conditions. But there is also a minus of such a design: it increases the mass and also reduces the manufacturability of the production of such weapons. As an automatic weapon, the Iranian Grach pistol uses some kind of recoil energy, while the barrel has a very short recoil, with its rather hard blocking. The location of the trigger is open. The sight of the pistol as well as its devices are devoid of any possibilities for regulation. It is worth noting that the pistol used a double-action trigger mechanism. The locking of the channel in the barrel during the shot is carried out due to the bevel of the breech on one stop of the chamber, while the movement of the barrel during unlocking or locking is performed as a result of the interaction of a special figured groove, which is located on the lower ledge and has a special lock. The recoil spring in the percussion mechanism, together with the guide, is located at the bottom of the barrel. There is a special indicator on the breech that shows the presence of a cartridge inside the chamber. This role is played by a small protrusion on the ejector. A mechanically controlled flag is installed as a safety. If you turn on the safety, certain parts of the percussion mechanism, bolt, trigger, sear, hammer, are blocked. The hammer can be blocked both when cocked and uncocked. For ease of use, the magazine latch is located on the handle, placed opposite the trigger guard. It can be installed both on the left and on the right side. If necessary, it can be double-sided. The sight was changed on pistols of later production. In addition to it, special notches were added to the front of the casing and on the bolt. One of the downsides is the unregulated sight. Aiming is carried out by placing 3 points in one line. The Grach pistol, whose technical characteristics are much better than those of its classmates, has an aiming range of 50 meters. If necessary, it is possible to install an additional adjustable sight with a range of 25 meters to 100 meters. To improve ergonomics, a plastic handle with special rubber overlays was created. If you do not go into details, then we can say that the gun is quite ergonomic, reliable and also comfortable. The trigger, unlike classmates, is considered to be very soft. The angled handle is not comfortable enough to hold. The manually operated safety makes it difficult to handle the weapon, but with regular training it does not cause any problems. The trigger, closed from the sides, despite the fact that the pistol does not have a safe trigger lever, cannot be moved to the forward position manually. This greatly complicates the handling of weapons. A significant disadvantage of the design is the lack of the function of safe trigger release from the cocking, which has become an almost indispensable element in the design of any modern combat pistols. Sights, made in the manner of Western designs, are equipped with white dots. The front sight is made very wide. This was supposed to speed up aiming, but it had a very negative effect on shooting accuracy. In general, many of those who had experience shooting from PIA noted mediocre accuracy at a distance of 25 meters, but this applies as a rule to pistols of early release. The breech casing of the PI is quite high and massive. As a result, the center of mass of the pistol, when held, is perceived as being above the hand, and there is a tendency to tilt of the weapon. The gun is bulky, heavy, and has a considerable width. The latter circumstance greatly hinders concealed carry, and the large mass burdens the owners if the weapon is carrying constantly. Users noted problems with the reliability of work when using the cartridges of the Barnaul machine tool plant, despite the fact that the pistols always worked perfectly with the cartridges of the Tula cartridge plant. Currently there are no problems with Barnaul cartridges due to their increased quality. Inconvenient incomplete disassembly in comparison with the same PM or Glock, not to mention the complete one. The disadvantages include the lack of slots for attaching tactical lights and laser sights. The guaranteed shot of the PI is 4000 shots, which is simply unacceptable by modern standards. Austrian Glock pistol. Specifications: caliber 9mm parabellum, weapon length 186mm, barrel length 114mm, weapon height 138mm, weapon width 30mm, weight without cartridges 625 grams, magazine capacity 17, optional 19 or 33 rounds. The world's first pistol made almost entirely of plastic. Of the metal parts, there are only the barrel, recoil spring, upper casing and numerous inserts in plastic to reinforce it. Everything else is high-strength plastic: frame, handle, mechanism details. There are several myths associated with this purely technical fact. The first: plastic can crack if the gun is dropped even from a small height. Excuse me, but what about the acceptance test of the Austrian military department, which rejected such all-metal pistols, such as the Beretta 92? Would they have accepted a pistol that can be simply split by throwing it on a hard surface? And for almost 3 decades, this has not been heard at all. Otherwise, competitors have not failed to take advantage of this shortcoming and would have trumpeted it wherever possible. The second: plastic can melt in the sun and burst in extreme cold. The declared temperature range in which the manufacturer recommends using the Glock pistol is from -40 to +200 degrees Celsius. Indeed, if you go high into the mountains or go to the polar regions, it is better to take other weapons. The third: plastic gun is not detected by metal detectors. The fact that this is complete nonsense was demonstrated by the head of the company, Gaston Glock, at one time. He repeatedly passed through a metal detector with a pistol in the presence of journalists, and each time the device confidently gave a signal, because the pistol contains almost 400 grams of pure iron. Other myths are associated with the supposedly phenomenal survivability of this weapon. They say that it does not care about water, sand or liquid mud, and in general it can shoot even underwater. They say that the barrel is designed for 3,500,000 shots, although a barrel that can withstand 40,000 is also considered very robust. In fact, this is all true. The first: the Glock 17 pistol is listed in the Guinness Book of Records as a pistol that has passed the most severe tests and has not lost its fighting qualities. The second: due to the wide use of plastic and a special, very durable coating of metal parts with a hardness of 69 Rockwell units for synthetic diamond 71 units, the gun is practically not subject to corrosion, is not afraid of the abrasive action of sand and other contaminants. The third: the Glock can actually shoot underwater. For underwater shooting, it is enough to change the recoil spring to a more powerful one. since the density of water is almost 800 times higher than the density of air. But for most pistols, when you try to shoot underwater, the barrel will simply break. The fourth, the survivability of the barrel in 300,000 shots is really hard to believe. Considering that a standard police barrel shoots a maximum of 200 times a year, it would take at least 150 years to wait for the pistol to completely wear out. And to check, spending their hard-earned money on checking, given the high cost of the 9x19mm Parabellum cartridge, is too costly. However, such a person has been found. We quote Wikipedia: the theoretical wear resistance of the Glock 17 is 3 to 3,500,000 shots, but the record for the number of shots fired from the pistol belongs to the American Chuck Taylor, who, having decided to check the veracity of the technical description, fired about 100,000 shots over 3 years. At the same time, the pistol retained the accuracy of the battle and combat effectiveness. The only weak point was the magazines, which had to be changed every 5 to 10,000 shots. Before that, not a single serial pistol showed such combat survivability. The third part of the myth is related to the phenomenal accuracy of shooting, and there is more truth than fiction. The plastic frame partially absorbs the impact even from such a powerful cartridge as the 9x19mm Parabellum. A low set and fairly long barrel and a comfortable grip also help to increase shooting accuracy. In addition, on some models, a special muzzle compensator is made, which reduces the muzzle flip of the pistol at the moment of the bullet takes off. The fourth myth is related to the lack of an external safety for Glock pistols. It doesn't exist at all. They said that this reduces the safety of using this weapon. The pistol automatically engages the safety after each shot and releases the safety only when the trigger is fully pulled. Partially, the veracity of this myth is confirmed by the statistics of shot legs among employees of those departments where the Glock pistol is used. Theoretically, a shot can occur if you put the gun in the holster without removing your finger from the trigger. Well, the last myth. For some reason, it is believed that Glock pistols cost a lot of money. However, stubborn statistics say otherwise. Glock pistols are about 25% cheaper than their direct competitors due to high manufacturability and the widespread introduction of plastic parts. Have you ever handled the Glock? Leave your impressions of working with it in the comments below the video. That's all. Narrated by Maxim Nikulin for Newsoldier channel.